welcome to our show today, The Vent. I'm Mel.
I'm Tony.
Tony, we got a lot to talk about today, so we're just going to get ready
to it. Whoa.
Yeah.
Where's my beer?
I don't know. Did you get that memo?
I get the memo.
Or you got the memo now?
Or the beer. Anyways, go ahead.
Last week the Sunshine List was published. I don't know if you know what the Sunshine List is.
Well, that's because it was sunny out.
Yeah.
Hot, too.
The Sunshine List is basically all Ontario public employees that made over $100,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know why it's called Sunshine List?
Yeah,
we're getting burnt.
Exactly. Well, apparently these orange, you know those ambulance executives?
Yes, orange. Yes.
Orange. Apparently they weren't included on the Sunshine
Why not?
List. I don't know. They didn't make over $100,000. I think not.
I think not. Because you know what? They would have been on a list of $1 million
The
plus.
top executives of the scandal-plagued air ambulance service, Orange. Former chief executive Chris Mazza.
Ooh, he made a few bucks, eh?
He made $1.4 million before he was fired. Where can a guy like that make $1.4 million? You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Yeah.
Now, when does this border on embezzlement? Like,
exactly.
At what point does these guys, you fire them? Like, that's not good enough. Like, at what point?
$1.4 million.
Is it robbery? Is it highway robbery?
Well,
you know what I mean?
The Sunshine List included 78,901 people. You know, it just occurred to me why people aren't complaining about gas prices. Because there's 78,000 people making over and that's minimum. 100,000. Like, we're talking like 120, 200 and some, whatever. That's minimum $100,000. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yep.
The Ontario Power Generation top guy, CEO, once again, was the best paid public employee in Ontario.
Oh, that's weird, eh?
Now, imagine that. A public employee.
What is that, like 1,100, 1,200 employees? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like he has 50 million employees.
Well, he made $1.8 million. And you wonder what we're paying for hydro. There you go. Okay? But there was about 7,700 Ontario power generation workers that earned more than $100,000.
Oh, man, power.
Unbelievable.
You know what the power is? Power doesn't stand for the power that goes through wires to power your house. The power is the power they have to steal you blind. Yeah. That's why it's called power.
Well, following the list release, Conservative MPP, this guy, says, you know what, we need to have a wage freeze. Wage freeze? They need to fucking take money away. Forget the wage freeze, because in 3 years they say, hey, our wages have been freezed for 5 years. We need to double them now.
Yeah, no.
Are you kidding me?
No.
If you're making $200,000, if you're making $1.8 million, you can do with $1 million. Why?
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can do with $300,000. What is the and they justify this, $1.8 million. It's because he oversees 12,000 employees, 2 nuclear plants. And much of the electricity that's produced in Ontario, he oversees it. What about our Prime Minister, who oversees 35 million people?
Exactly.
How much does he get paid?
Not 1.8 million.
And he has a budgetary to explain of billions of dollars. So I don't see the justification there.
There is none.
There is no. There absolutely is no justification. Exactly.
They can spin it when they want.
You're not worth the money they're paying you. Simple as that.
Now, you know what Don Henley says?
Who?
Eagles. Don Henley, singer of the Eagles. A man with a briefcase will steal a lot more money than a man with a gun.
You got that right.
And they prove that shit.
You got exactly that right.
Anyway.
Other story? You have another story? Are you going to get to go in here?
No, this was my turn.
Okay.
My turn.
I'm all...
So you're first and I'm second.
Okay.
Here's our favorite subject. Gas prices. Favorite subject. Okay, so we have one story, Mel, will lead to us, right? It's sort of two-story thing into one because it doesn't make sense. They contradict each other to the max. So let's see here. So it says here, gas prices projected to stay put in 2012, okay? And our prices are based on the Brent crude, which comes from the North Sea.
Yeah.
Okay?
So what does that have to do with Iran? I don't know.
Exactly. So when we hear about plants shutting down or conflicts in Iran or
Iraq and Libya,
interruptions
Syria,
in the production there, that's got nothing to do with that.
Absolutely none.
It's just another way of spinning it
to
screw us.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yep.
So it says here, while the basic economic concept of supply and demand would suggest that gas prices relief is in the horizon, which it should be, but it's not, the complexities. You know what complexities mean, Mel? If you look at the Thursday, you know what it means? It means getting up the ass.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
That's what it means. The meaning of the word.
Complexities, again, they're spinning it around, but complexity means the consumer is getting screwed. That's what that means, okay?
So the way we hide things.
Yeah. So the complexities of the global oil supply paint a much different picture. Well, that's funny because on the next story from the same paper says like, you know, our crude oil, our Brent, because of China's demand for gas, oil is gonna bring the world price down. So the capital economists expect the Brent crude to fall to $100 a barrel. Well, then if this story says that the Brent our prices are determined by the Brent crude, if it's at $115 now, it's going to $100. Then why do they predict our gas and go up?
Yeah. How do you figure that? How can you predict our gas prices going up unless you already know that you're going to put them up?
Well, what burns my butt now, what burns my ass, ooh yeah, exactly, big time, yeah, is like, it says, you know, two of the factors that are cited in contributing to the sustainment of the high gas prices, okay? They include closure of a Shell refinery.
Closing? So they're actually closing a refinery to create a crisis.
That's right.
Imagine that.
Which prevents supplies from being accumulated and concerns surrounding the possibility of supply interruption. Okay.
From where?
Okay, but again, they're going to up our prices today
because what's happening in Iran,
they think they're going to predict a possibility of supply. Well, okay, let's just go now in the future now. If there are no interruptions, do we get the money back?
We should get the money back.
Because if they're going to tack on 15, 20, 30 cents a liter, then there's no interruptions, then they pocket that money.
Wrong prediction.
Then why do we get that money back? Then gas goes down to 70 cents a liter.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Well, that makes too much sense.
That's a problem.
Can't have that.
Because, see, the complexities...
Oh, the complexities of the
getting
global
rear-ended
oil supply
is causing a lot of complexities in their brain cells.
Yes.
Next story.
Next story, this is on 2 pages. The Ontario budget also came out.
No way.
Ontario budget, plans to slash $17 billion over 3 years. The Ontario government is tightening its belt and asking Ontarians to do the same.
Yes.
Haven't we been doing that for years?
I thought so.
Are you kidding me? Like, have these people just gotten it through their brains that, oh, we have to finally tighten our belts?
Yeah.
You know what?
Like,
they could save $5 billion a year by just being more efficient on how they spend their money.
Yeah.
They don't have to cut. They don't have to cut nothing.
Cut nothing.
Just be more efficient on how you spend the money, and you'll be able to save. But they're not that smart.
No.
All right. They're talking about closing unutilized schools beginning in 2013 and 14. They're going to save. They're expected to save $116 million. So they're going to close the unutilized school, but then they're going to build 14 more. Where's their savings? I don't know.
But the thing is, you hear so much about these cost-cutting measures.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
But then it never trickles down to taxing. The taxes still go up.
Yeah.
It doesn't never trickle down.
You know, they want to close 6 inefficient prisons. Well, aren't we overcrowded in prisons already?
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought. So we're going to close 6 of them?
Where are we putting them all? Where are we
going to put the overcrowded? The overcrowded is only going to get worse. That's right here. Overcrowded. Why don't you move the ones that are overcrowded, put them in the ones that are inefficient?
Why don't we shoot
Doesn't that make sense?
Why don't we shoot them?
Well, we can't do that.
Can't do that?
No.
All right.
But you know, and then they talk about higher income families and this and that paying less or getting less and stuff like that.
Whatever.
And they talk about, you know, freezing public sector workers' wages and all kinds of stuff. You know, freezing for 2 years on salaries for executives in hospitals, universities, and other agencies. You know what I mean? Like freezing it. If you're making $400,000, $800,000, you know what they should do? They should develop a program that the more money you make, the more your salary should be cut. If you're making $120,000, your salary should be cut 10%. If you're making $180,000, your salary should be cut 15%.
Exactly.
If you're making $180,000, you can get by with $165.
We all have to bite the bullet now.
We all have to bite the bullet. You know what I mean?
I've said many times on this show here, and I'm a self-employed man.
Yeah, and you're continually biting the bullet.
And you know, and there are occasions when it's not so rosy in the old private business. Yeah. You know, so guess who doesn't get paid?
Yeah.
The owner doesn't get paid, Mel.
Yeah.
All right. I cut my wage back because I got to pay my employees. I got to pay the hydro bill. So a guy can make $1.8 million a year. You know.
Yeah.
That's reality.
I got a story for you here.
You know.
I got a story for you. $1 million bill for Aussie baby born in BC. Here's an Aussie couple came to BC. She was pregnant, had a early childbirth, whatever.
Right.
So she spent 3 months in a prenatal hospital. They go back to Australia. They get a bill for $1 million. Are you $1 million for 3 months? What's the calculation? How much does that work out a day?
The Bellagio in Vegas or
whatever. Anyways, well, it gets worse. It gets worse. Right? So the Australian media reports the couple negotiated a payment plan with the hospital. Okay, and they negotiated a payment plan to pay $300 a month, which would take 278 years to pay that off. But
oh my God,
the hospital's okay with that. Are you kidding me? Like the reality is just out the window.
$1 million.
Why would it cost $1 million for 3 months? It's just one baby. Okay, she was born premature. You put her in an incubator, you put whatever, you look after. It's not just one baby you look after. You're probably looking after about 30 or 40 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why does it cost $1 million for a 3 month? Like, I don't think the woman stayed in there for 3 months. I don't know.
I doubt it.
But and then the whole thing of it, you know, we'll pay you $300 a month for the rest of our lives, and the rest of my kids' lives, and the rest of their kids' lives, and the rest for 278 years, and the hospital's okay with that. Okay, that sounds good.
That sounds good.
You know,
who's going to enforce this law when we go back to Australia? Like, who's going to enforce it? Just don't pay it.
Just don't pay it.
Like, that's insane. $1 million because you had to, here's a lady.
Oh, you want to hear something that's even more insane? Oh,
you told me.
Yeah, no, it's even more insane.
Say, let's talk to me. It's the insane show today.
A TV star.
Yes.
Ate her own placenta.
What? What's her face? Who's that?
Miss January Jones thinks all moms should ingest their own placenta.
Alright, show's over today. Anyway, show's over, people.
This shows you the reality of some people's reality. Like, what's the color of the sky in your world?
I don't know.
It must be like yellow or something. I don't know. Are you on planet Earth?
What's the color of the placenta? All right,
did you fry it up first or afterwards? Or?
Did you put some mushrooms on there, some Frank's hot sauce, or whatever?
I can understand maybe a cow doing that or something like that. Are you in the same classification as a cow or whatever?
It's a pretty cute cow, but anyway, whatever. Yeah, anyways, peoples, it's a good show. Next time, send me the memo because I wouldn't mind having a beer.
Sorry.
Bye now.